President Morales, many saw the election in the United States of Barack Obama as a kind of global election. What do you think is the single most important thing President Obama can do?
Señor presidente Evo Morales, aquí en Estados Unidos se ha considerado, mejor dicho, la elección aquí en Estados Unidos se ha considerado por todo el mundo como una cosa que interesaba al mundo entero. ¿Qué le diría usted al presidente electo Obama? ¿Qué consejos le daría usted?
Yo no tengo nada que dar consejos.
I cannot tell him anything or advice.
Respeto muchísimo a cualquier presidente electo, es lo más democrático, es la decisión de sus pueblos.
Well, I think that this is democracy. This president has been elected through the vote, through the people.
Solo lo que dije hace un momento.
And I repeat what I said a few moments ago.
Allá, estando presidente, soporté semejante
The same way
discriminación.
I was talking about the discrimination and offenses that I suffered.
En la historia boliviana.
In the history of Bolivia, the indigenous movement has kept going on. But it has been always the sector that has been the most humiliated and that suffered the most.
Siento que en el pasado igualmente ha sido acá el movimiento afroamericano.
In the past, also here, the Afro-American movement suffered great discrimination.
Ahora de presidente espero que algunos grupos no pueden discriminar.
Since we have a president as we have, maybe this group won't be discriminated against.
He vivido yo.
I say that because I've gone through that same experience.
Porque en Bolivia hay algunos grupos.
Because in Bolivia there are some groups.
Piensan que los indígenas no pueden ser presidentes, no pueden gobernar.
Indigenous people cannot govern, they cannot be presidents.
Piensan que ellos solo han estudiado, se han preparado
they are the only ones who went to school and that are prepared to rule, to dominate.
In terms of attitude to Latin America, from Cuba to Venezuela, the President of the United States.
En términos de lo que tiene que ver con Cuba, con Venezuela y del presidente de Estados Unidos, ¿qué me dice?
Mi gran deseo es que pueda mejorar las relaciones.
I hope enormously that relations can be improved.
Ojalá el pueblo de Estados Unidos a la cabeza de su presidente electo puede
that the U.S. with president-elect will end the trade, the blockade.
Mi gran deseo es que las relaciones mejoren.
That our relations will improve,
periodistas pueden ayudar, que las relaciones diplomáticas se
that journalists will be able to help us and will be able to go deeper into the issues.
Queremos trabajar en la complementariedad.
We want to complement each other to serve our people.
Todos nos necesitamos.
We all need each other.
Todo es lo que es bueno para los pueblos, que sea bueno para los estados del mundo.
What is good for the people is good for the states.
Siento que nace cierta esperanza para nuestros pueblos.
So we have a certain hope for our people.
En las elecciones hechas a los sectores más discriminados.
Because of the elections that will favor the most discriminated upon segments of the population.
I'd like to ask you, in today's New York Times, influential paper here in the United States, calls for the Congress to approve a free trade agreement with Colombia. Your sense of how these free trade agreements have been operating in Latin America?
Hoy en el New York Times, que es uno de los periódicos más prominentes aquí en Estados Unidos, se habla de que en Estados Unidos quieren tener un acuerdo de libre comercio con Colombia. ¿Qué opina usted de esos acuerdos de comercio libre?
Es un derecho de cualquier país suscribir acuerdos de libre comercio con cualquier país.
Any country has the freedom to sign a free trade agreement with any other country.
Cada región, cada nación tiene su propia particularidad.
Is different.
Con Bolivia no es solución.
For Bolivia, this is not a solution, a free trade policy.
Es importante el comercio, pero un comercio justo.
Trade is important, but we want a fair
un comercio
trade
que permita resolver la pobreza.
That will allow to solve poverty.
Más empobrecidos.
that will favor the most poor segments of society. And we also are working on collective companies and also small companies and medium companies. And sometimes we actually have also the collaboration of people who work in these types of businesses.
Si para algunos países es una solución política del libre comercio,
if for some people free trade agreements are the solution, well, just time will actually show whether it was good or it was bad. But I can talk about my country. My country, even the agro-industrial people,
hace 5, 6, 7 años protestaban
contra 5 or 7 years ago,
la libre importación.
They were actually protesting against the free importation of goods.
You are headed from here, New York, today to Washington. You'll go to the Lincoln Monument. You'll be honoring Dr. King there, Dr. Martin Luther King. Why?
Usted ahora dentro de poco se irá a Washington y usted va a ir al monumento de Lincoln y va a honrar o va a estar ahí presente en honra del Dr. King, Martin Luther King. ¿Por qué?
Un homenaje a esa lucha de los hermanos del movimiento afroamericano.
I want to honor my brothers, the movement of the Afro-American movement.
Es obligación rendir homenaje a nuestros
I have the obligation to honor
librar una dura batalla por la liberación, por respeto,
the people who preceded us, the ones who fought for the respect of human rights and rights in general.
I want to thank you very much for being with us. We have been joined for the hour by the President of Bolivia, Evo Morales. If you'd like a copy of today's broadcast, you can go to our website at democracynow.org. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Burke, Sharif Abdel-Quddus, Aaron Mate, Angelique Kamet, Steve Martinez, Nicole Salazar, Hani Massoud, Robbie Karen, Mike DeFilippo, Miguel Noguera, and Peter Curries, our engineers. Special thanks to Clara Ibarra and to Andres Contreras. Also special thanks to Becca Staley, Hugh Grant, Samantha Chambly, Jessel Noor, John Randolph, Laura Chipley, Travis Collins, Vesta Godars. Our website is democracynow.org. Our headlines are also available there in Spanish for any radio station to take, as over 200 are. And you can have the transcript of our full broadcast today and every day, as well as the video and audio podcast. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Thanks so much for joining us.